Hi, I'm Mark Loefflebein. I'm the incident meteorologist here on the Pack Trail Fire. We've had a lot going on over the past couple of days. We actually had a day and a half of red flag warnings with very strong winds and low relative humidity. That started to calm down a little bit. Winds aren't quite as strong anymore for us. So overnight last night, winds actually became rather light over most of the fire. Even after yesterday, we saw a lot of that wind pushing that smoke into town here in Du Bois. That's going to continue. We are going to still have that smoke coming right out of the west as that westerly wind is mainly over the fire. A little bit of a northwest component. That's really helping push that smoke towards town here. As far as the fire goes, though, with that lighter wind, it's still a little bit gusty at ridgetop, but it's not too bad, and certainly an improvement over what we've been seeing. But that's mainly a westerly to northwesterly wind, but with all this terrain, it likes to funnel through the terrain like water. It likes to flow down some of those valleys. So we do get more of a northwest wind in some locations, especially down here on the south end, and that's certainly been observed in some of the fire behavior. One of the things I look at as a meteorologist, though, is the humidity. We often think of the humidity as how much moisture the air can hold, and we get worried when it gets real high because then we see fog. Well, when fires are happening, we get worried when it gets real low, because if the humidity gets low, it'll start borrowing moisture from the available plants, the fuels, the grasses. It'll dry them out, make them susceptible to fire, and that's one of the problems we're going to be having for the next few days. It's pretty dry. We haven't had a lot of moisture. We don't have any rain really in the forecast, just some small chances here and there. Without that additional moisture, those relative humidities are dropping back below 20%. That's our real threshold for when they start to borrow moisture from the available fuels, and those become more receptible for burning, and that's the case. So for today, we're expecting relative humidity to fall back down to around 18%. That's pretty dry for fires, and then we'll see our high temperatures back up into the 60s after a pretty chilly start. Winds for today will mainly be out of the west-northwest. We're going to see those gusting up to 25 miles per hour at ridgetop, much lower than that at the surface. And then again, I mentioned this earlier, the amount of smoke. Mainly it was the southeast side here, or the southern edge, I should say, that was burning for us yesterday. That's also where all the smoke got left behind. So it's going to be a pretty slow start down there this morning. Up to the north, it'll clear a little bit faster with that smoke, but in the end, we'll see the smoke start to clear over the fire, and then it'll start pushing back to the east again and continue to affect air quality to the east.